So, ma'am, what you have to do is that you have to add all of them. So, 1, 2, 34 plus 3, 5 plus 0, 003. So 3 plus nothing is 3. 4 plus 0 is 4. 3 plus 5 is 8. 2 plus 3 plus nothing is 5. And 1 plus nothing is 1. And you put a comma between the 1, you put a comma between the 5 and the 8.
Good. Okay. I'm going to ask you a quick question though. So for those people who weren't here on Monday, what do we do? Because it can be a bit confusing where there's a 3 there, but there's nothing above the 3. What can we put in this column to show that there isn't a number, to show that there's nothing there? Mbali, what can we put there?
We can put zeros.
We can put zeros at the end of decimals to show placeholders. Okay. And then it just means that all of our numbers are nicely in line and we can do our adding. Okay. So 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3, like Mbali said. 4 and nothing is 4. 3 and 5 is 8. 5, or 2 and 3 is 5. And 1 and nothing is 1. And we end up with 15, 843. Okay, 15, 843. So can I get a thumbs up in the chat if you managed to get that one right? So thumbs up if you managed to get that right. Let's see a couple of thumbs up going on. Cool. A couple of thumbs up. Awesome. Ah, fabulous, guys. Very happy to see it. Okay, well done. Okay, and we are going to have a look at the next one. And Owam, I think you can answer this one for us, my darling.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I said I did the cross method.
Okay.
So ma'am, I asked myself how many times can 5 go into 5, which was once.
Good.
Then, ma'am, I asked myself how many times can 5 go into 47.
45, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Then it was 7
times. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Then I went to the following one, ma'am. So I asked myself how many times can 6 go into 6, which was 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then I asked myself how many times can 6 go into 36, which is 6 times.
Good.
Then I said 1 times 6 equals 6.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. We're spotting something.
There we go.
Spotting something. How many times can 5 go into 45 again, Owam?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Ma'am, it can go into 35 times. Sorry, ma'am.
Goes in 9 times.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, so 9 times. Cool. All right, so carry on.
Then, ma'am, I asked myself how many times can then, ma'am, I said 1 times 9 equals 9.
Good. Okay. And now, are we finished?
No, ma'am, we must. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, we must simplify. Sorry.
There we go. We can simplify this one. Okay, what can we divide the numerator and denominator by?
3.
We can divide both of them by 3. Okay. And 6 divided by 3 is?
2.
And 9 divided by 3 is? 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay. And so we end up with a fraction of 2/3.
2 over 3.
2 over 3. Excellently done. Well done, Owam. Thank you very much. That is awesome. Okay, how are you guys feeling? Are we happy? Are our brains warm? Palesa, how's your brain? Warmed up?
Ma'am?
Okay, Bokelo's brain is all warmed up and happy. Palesa, are you happy?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your brain all warmed up?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So, Tisha, I'm glad you got the answer right. But remember, there's different ways that we can do things, aren't there? Okay. So there's different methods for doing different things. All right. So don't stress. Okay. So we are going to do something new today. Kind of new. But we are doing percentages. Okay. So we're doing percentages. And it's percentage and our percentage and our favorite word. And our favorite word is of. Hey, remember of from Monday? How much we all loved of on Monday. And then we realized that of was actually quite nice. Okay, so first of all, Boykalo, can you tell me when I have a percentage, what does my percentage sign look like? What number does my percentage sign look a little bit like?
Ma'am, it's 100.
It looks like 100, right?
Yes.
So percentages, thank you very much. So percentages, whenever we have 5%, that means it's 5 of 100. Okay, it's 5 out of 100. That's what 5% is. It's 5 of 100. Okay, so 5 out of 100.
And then
yes,
the of, it means times.
The of means times. Yay. Okay, and seeing as Popelo's on a roll, I'm going to ask Popelo one more time. One more question. Right?
Okay.
How do we write the 25 as a fraction?
25 over 1.
25 over 1. Excellent. Okay, thank you very much, Popelo. Someone's on school today. Okay. So now it's just an of sum. What do we do? So Checo, have you got a question or do you want to answer the question?
Ma'am, on number 1, ma'am, the one about the decimals. Ma'am, how our mathematics teacher would say, he would say we should add the commas together to make sure that it's on the perfect point.
That's right. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So what your math teacher said in you is absolutely right. Okay. That's cool. So you follow what your math teacher said. All right. But let's have a look at this of sum. Yes. If you guys have questions about the decimals, hang on to them for a little bit. We are going to get to decimals. So with the of sum, Mangaliso, do you want to tell us what we must do next? What do we do?
Ma'am, we say we say 100 times 1, which is 100. And then we say 25 times 5, which is, 5 times.
Ma'am, can I help him?
No, he's getting there. He's getting there.
I'm just doing a little sum, ma'am. Sorry.
That's cool.
5 is 10. 5 times 5 is 10. Put the 5 there. Carry the 2 over the 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 125.
125. Good. Okay, 125.
And then you must simplify.
And then we need to simplify. Oh, we're getting lots of 45s. Guys, where'd you get 45 from?
Isn't it 125?
It is 125. 5 times 25. Guys, 5 times 25 is 125. Okay, so now we need to simplify. And how are we going to simplify it? Mangaliso?
You first have to make it a proper fraction.
Okay. You don't have to though. So here you could use a calculator. Okay.
Good morning.
So use a calculator and you're going to type in 125. And remember, this is the dividing line. In fractions, it's called a dividing line. So you're going to say 125 divided by 100.
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you get?
Wait, sorry, ma'am. I forgot my calculator. Sorry, ma'am.
Okie dokie. Will someone write in the chat for you? So 125 divided by 100. The rest of you can also work it out with the calculators. Okay, I'm going to be kind. Okay, 125 divided by 100.
Ma'am, I got 125.
So
No,
type
no,
it
no,
for me.
no. One.
Also got 125.
Okay, so 125 divided by 100 is going to give you
1,25.
1,25. Okay,
1,25.
and so 5% of 25 is 1,25. And that's my answer. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're doing percentages, you are normally allowed to use a calculator. Most teachers are kind to you there, and they would let you use a calculator, and I'm going to let you use a calculator as well. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
So well done. Thank you very much, Manglisa. Well done. Very impressive.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Singolibi. Oh, I got it wrong again. Singolibile.
Yes.
Right. Do you want to try the next one first?
No, I wanted to ask on the first one.
Okay.
Because at school my teacher does it differently and I don't understand.
Do you not understand your teacher's way or my way?
Both.
Both ways. Okay, that's fine. So did you understand on Monday when we did the odds? Did you
Yes.
understand the odds?
Yes, I don't understand you the way you work out.
Okay, so remember, when we're doing an of, it's multiply. So this is a good question because other people might not know either. So thank you for asking. Okay, when we're multiplying, that means we're going to multiply our tops together and we multiply our bottoms together. Okay, so we multiply our tops, and when I take my calculator and I work out 5 times 25, so work it out on your calculator, 5 times 25, you should get 125. Okay. And then when you multiply your bottoms together, 100 times 1, it gives you 100. Okay. Are we happy so far?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So
Ma'am,
now, yes.
I see. Can I please do the sum?
Do you want to do the next one?
No, this one.
Okay.
I first said how many times can 125 I found the number that can go both in it. It was 4. I said 100 divided by I said 100 and then it was 4 and then I said 25 and then I said 1. No, I said 25 divided by 100 and then I said 4.
Yeah.
And then I said 25 and it was 1. And then I said 5 over 4 times 1 over 1. 5 over 1 times 4 over 1. And then my answer was 1 and 1 over 4.
Yes, that's right. And when we write that as a decimal, a quarter is
25.
0.25.
Yes.
So you got your whole and your 0.25. So that is, when we write this as a fraction, this is 1 and 1/4. Okay, so it's exactly the same.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you got
Yes.
exactly the same answer. Well done. All right. Motibang, do you
Yes.
want to try the next one for us?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Tell me what to do.
You see, you said that 20 and the percentage looks like 100. Well, you see, after that, you wrote that like 20 over 100.
Yeah.
Then you times it with 120.
Good. Okay.
Now you have to times 20 times 120.
Okay, which is
600.
not quite. What's 2 times 12?
2 times 12. 24. Sorry, I mean
20,
240. Sorry.
2,400 because you've got 2 zeros. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
24 and then put your both zeros back on. Okay.
Yeah.
And now
You times 101. You have to times 100 times 1. Now it's 100.
good. Okay, what's next?
You divide.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to use a calculator or can you do it in your head?
I think I remember. I think I don't know, but I think there's the zero. I think it must be like the zero there, and then the 24 there. I think it's the 200 400 that side.
Okay, so if you're dividing it by 100, you can cross off that 0 because they match. And you can also cross off that 0 because they match. And you
Yeah.
get left with
1.24.
You get left with 24 over 1, okay? Which is the same thing as? That's 24 wholes, hey?
Mm.
So how much money are you going to have?
1.24.
Not 124. If you've got 24 over 1, then that means you've got 24 holes. Okay?
20. So that means 24,1.
Not even comma 1, just plain 24. Means you've got 24 whole rand. Okay? Because if you divide 24 by 1, you get 24. Okay. So what this means, this actually means 24. Let me change my color quickly. So this over here means 24 divided by 1, which is 24. Okay. All right. Remember, I know our brains are still waking up because sometimes these things take us a while to remember. Hey? But you did it.
Yeah.
You did really well. Good job. Thanks so much. Okay. So you remember now, when it's over 1, we're dividing by 1. Okay. And so we get left with the whole number. That's why we can put it over 1. All right. So we've got 24 rand. Okay. So remember, when you write your answers, you must also give your unit signs. So if it's in rand, you must put your R. And if it's sheep, then you must write 24 sheep. And if it is mangalisos, then you have to write 16 mangalisos. Whatever the question is, then you must write that answer in. Okay. All right. Popelo. What's up, Popelo?
Okay, that one I can do.
No, hold on. Popelo. I wanted to hear Popelo had not Popelo. Popelo
Yes.
has a question, has a hand up, right? So what's up?
Okay. Speak.
Popelo, did you want to do one of the questions?
Nope. Yes.
Uh,
Nope.
No. Okay, then pop your hand back down then.
Mary.
There you go. Right. So if your hands are up, it's because you want to answer a question. Right. Mashidi. Mashidi's hands up. Mashidi, you're going to do 40% of 20 apples for us. Yes, everyone else is muted, please. Okay, Mashidi.
Ma'am, can I do it?
Hold on, let Mashidi catch up. Mashidi, are you there? Okay, Mashidi doesn't want to. Okay, then just pop your hand down then. Okay. And I'm going to ask Maria, because I haven't heard Maria's voice. Maria.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Okay. Talk to us. Tell us what to do.
Ma'am, first you say 40 over 100 times 20 over 1, which is 100 over 800 over 100.
Yep. Perfect.
Then you divide the 800 by and the 100 by 100, which is 8 over 1, which also is just 8.
Good. Which is 8. And so my answer is, if I want 40% of 20 apples, then my answer is going to be
8.
8 what?
8 apples.
8 apples. Okay. Very good.
Apples.
Well done. Beautifully done. That's excellent. Okay. Oh, you guys are nailing this. All right. I think we're going to do one more and then we're going to move on to something different. All right. 12% of 300. And I'm going to ask Sasha, because I don't think I've heard Sasha's voice ever. All right. Sasha.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask a question for the first sum.
Alrighty.
So, right, you said that 25 divided by 100, we had to use a calculator. If we weren't allowed to use a calculator, how would we calculate to get a decimal?
Okay, so then remember when we're dividing by 100, then so what this actually means is, I'm going to use a different color quickly. So it's a very good question. 125 divided by 100. 100's got 2 zeros. And so this is actually 125, comma 0. Okay, because I've got nothing left over. So it's comma 0. And what I need to do is, because there's 2 zeros and 100, I need to move my number over. So I'm going to move my comma just out of interest. I'm going to move 2 spots. And I put my comma in the next spot over there. Okay. So if I was dividing by 10, I would only move my comma 1 spot. But because I've got 100, it's got 2 zeros, which means I'm going to jump my comma twice. 1, 2. And then I put my comma in there, and that's how I get my decimal. Does that make it? Can you remember that a little bit, Sasha?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Pleasure. Okay, that's I think we did that about in grade 6, hey?
No.
I hope that's grade 6 work that you did. All right. All right, anyway, do you want to try the next one? 12% of 300. Actually, not much. Okay, all right, anyway, you're going to do it in a minute. But I want everybody to try this on their own, because then they are going to, when I say now, once you finish working through it, everyone's going to tell you if you're right or wrong, because they're going to have worked it out already. Okay, so everyone's going to work out this one on their own on a piece of paper, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay, so everyone muted. You have 2 minutes. Off you go. 12% of 300.
What? Mom, I'm done with the sum.
Go. We've got 1 more minute for everyone else to finish making it out.
Okay.
Sorry, ma'am. Can I ask a question, please?
You can ask a question.
Then I'm done with the sum.
Good.
Ma'am, I'm actually confused by the
Done.
one of 40% of 20. Ma'am, I got the answer like right, ma'am. But the problem is the way ma'am does it to get to the answer, the one that's simplified. Isn't ma'am supposed to first change it to an improper fraction? Then
I can change it, but what I'm going to end up with is 8/1. Okay. Or
yes, ma'am.
8 on its own. So 8/1 is in 8 wholes. So I just skipped a step. Okay, so it is 8/1, which is the same as 8 apples.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I was confused to how ma'am got to that.
Okay, so I just skipped because it was 8/1. I just wrote down straight away 8. So we won't skip that step for the next one. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure, sausage. Okay, I think time is up. Okie dokie. All right, so we had, I think, Oratiwa was going to do it for us. Okay, Oratiwa. Okay, 12% of 300.
Ma'am, so the first thing I did was made 12% into 12/100 because the percent is 100, ma'am. And then I put 300 as 300/1 times 300/1, ma'am. And 12 times 300 is 3,600.
Good.
And 100 times 1 is 100.
Good.
And 3,600 divided by 100 equals 36.
Good. Okay, so for the people who are going with that step as well, it's going to be 36/1, which is then going to be 36 rand. Well done. Spot on. Okay. Did you guys manage to get it in the chat? Tell us thumbs up. If you got it in the chat, let's do a thumbs up. But well done. All right, that's awesome. I'm so proud. You guys are doing so nicely. Who's mamming me?
Me, ma'am.
Okay, what's up?
May I please ask a quick unrelated question to the topic, ma'am?
Is it urgent?
No, ma'am, but it's school related, ma'am.
Okay, why don't you write it to me in the chat? And then if it's something that I think will help everyone, then we'll talk about it out loud. Otherwise, I'll answer you in the chat. Okay. Alrighty. So pop me a message in the chat. We're going to do one more. There's 1 or 2 people asking if we can do another one. So we're going to do one more. All right. I'm actually going to do this one again because it's already here. Okay. Now the word percent, the percent means of 100. Cent means 100 and per means for each or of or about. Okay, so 12% means 12 out of 100. Okay, so 12% always means 12 out of 100. So if you did a test and you got 12%, that means that you got 12 out of the 100 marks correct. All right, so 12% is 12/100. And we know from Monday that of means times. Now that we're in grade 7, of means times. And when I've got 300 rand, I've got 300 wholes. Okay, so 300 whole, there's no fraction, 300 whole amount. Okay, so I've got 300/1, because if I say 300 divided by 1, I'm going to get 300. Okay, so I'm just dividing it by 1 so that I'm working with 2 fractions. All right, so I've got 12%, which is 12/100, and I'm multiplying it by 300, and it's 300/1. That's just always with fractions, how we write a whole number is over 1. Okay, now just like when we were doing multiplication before, we multiply our numerators together and we multiply our denominators together. And you can cross cancel if you want to, but I'm going to stay away from cross cancelling right now. Okay, I use my calculator or I use my head, I can say 12 times 3 is 36. And I've got 2 zeros in my sum. So I'm going to put 2 zeros over there. So I've got 3,600. And at the base, I've got 100 times 1. And 100 times 1 is 100. Now what I can do is I can use my calculator and I can type in 3,600 divided by, because that fraction line means divided by 100. And if I use my calculator, it's going to tell me 3,600 divided by 100 is 36. And so that's how much money I get. So if I get 12% of 300 Rand, I'm getting 36 Rand. Okay, I'm not getting all the 300 Rand. I'm only getting 36 Rand because I'm getting 12% of it. Okay, so I'm getting that amount of money. All right. So if you are still stuck on this, then I suggest, I don't want to spend too much longer on this, okay, because I think most people have got it. So if you're still stuck on this, then at the end of the lesson, before you do the quiz, watch this lesson again. It's on the, will be on the Watobe website in tomorrow or the next day, and then you can practice doing it, okay, or you can have a look in your school textbook as well. Okay, so I think let's take 30 seconds to have a little bit of a wiggle. Okay, so let's have a little wiggle, and we're going to move on to decimals in about 3 seconds. Okay, so stand up and have a little wiggle, have a bit of a stretch, and we're going to start with decimals in 3 seconds. Okay. So, Claudia, do you want to write your question to me in the chat? You can send me a direct message with your question. Got some wiggle wiggles. I like the wiggle wiggles. Nkizeza, you can definitely answer one of the questions in the next round. Okay, just remind me. Okay, and we're gonna move along. In 5, 4, 3,
Maybe you can see.
2, 1. Decimals time. Okay, right. Yes, you guys only get to see me. Sorry, you don't get to see each other. You only get to see me. All right. So, sorry for you. We are going to, you see only me for teaching for this class. Okay. Decimals. So, decimals are another way of writing a fraction when it's over 10, 100, or 1,000. Right. Now, I know you've done decimals in grade 5 and in grade 6. I know you started decimals way back in grade 5 and grade 6. So we're not going to do all of the questions. Okay. I'm not going to go right back to the beginning of decimals with you. Otherwise, we're going to be here forever. Okay. So let's have a look. First of all, we're going to convert the fractions to common fractions. We're going to convert the decimals to common fractions, and then we're going to compare them. Okay, so let's have a quiz. Sorry, I will reply to you in 30 seconds. Okay, all right, I'll reply to your message in a minute. So what I want you to do, so if we have 0.5, oops, 0.5 as a common fraction, so remember decimals means it's either over 10 or 100 over 1,000. And because there's only one digit, it means that it is over 10. So this means it's actually 5 over 10. Sorry, my 5 looks a bit like a 6 there. Okay, so it means it is 5 over 10. 0.73, because there's 2 decimal places, it means it is over 100, because there's 2 zeros and 100. So the 2 zeros make 2 decimal places. So we have 73 over 100. Okay, so our first step that I want you to do on your piece of paper is you are going to, let's just do number 1 to start with. Write down each of these, so 0.4 and 0.7 as common fractions, so as a fraction over 10, and then compare them. Okay, so fraction over 10, and then compare, and go.
I don't understand. What must we do exactly?
So you're going to convert it to a fraction over 10. So 0.4 would be, what is a fraction over 10?
4 over 10.
4 over 10. And 0.7 would be?
7 over 10.
7 over 10. Okay, now we can compare. Which one's bigger?
7 over 10.
7 over 10. So we do our relationship sign for bigger. And that's it.
Okay.
Okay, right. Oh, now we've done the first one. All right. So I'm going to leave that one there. And we're going to do, let's do this one, because then you can actually see it properly. You can see the first one still. All right. 0.5 and 0.50. Right. First, put them as fractions. So when we're doing relationship signs, the big side, the open side, must always face the bigger number. Okay, so the open side faces the bigger number. All right. Always, always, always.
Ma'am, I'm done.
Good.
Number 3.
Ma'am, can I do it?
Please,
Who
ma'am.
is me? I don't know who's talking to me. I can't see who you are. Awam, you've had it. I think Awam, you've had chance, eh? Have you had a chance or what today? Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to ask somebody else. Who was it that asked me in the chat earlier? And I said yes. For somebody new.
Me, ma'am.
Okay, you want to give it a shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see what we must do.
So 0.5 would be 5 over 10, and then 0.50 would be 50 over 100, and then the 50 over 100 is bigger.
Are you sure?
Wait, 5 over 10, ma'am.
Can you simplify 50 over 100?
It's equal to, ma'am.
It's equals to. Excellent. I put that one in there just to trick you guys up. All right. Because I can cross out a 0 at the top and the bottom, and I'm going to end up with 5 over 10. So they actually equals. Okay, well done. Good job. All right. Next one. 0.45 and 0.8. 0.45 and 0.8. Jolly, I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am. The first one is 45 over 100 and
Yep.
8 over 10.
Okay, and now is it easy to compare them like that, or should I make them over the same denominator?
Same denominator.
Same denominator. It's going to be easier to make the 8 out of 10 into 100, hey?
No.
Okay, so if I
Ma'am,
make
must I
it
do
over
it?
Yeah, do it for me.
Okay. 40.
Ma'am, if
Hold
you
on. Jolie, if I make it
Ma'am?
100, if I make both of them 100, what did I do to the 10 to make it 100?
You times it.
By?
hello.
You times it by 2.
From 10 to get to 100, I times it by 10, hey?
Yes.
Okay, so what must I do to my top?
must times it by 10 also.
Times by 10. And now I can compare easily. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so which one's bigger?
80 over 100.
80 over 100. Okay. How are we feeling about this, guys? Are we feeling okay-ish about this? Some people yes, some people no. Okay. Some people are happy. So guys, this is basics with decimals. All right, so we need to go think back to grade 6. All right, we need to think back to grade 6 for comparing, and have a look in your textbook as well. That'll also help you. There'll be some explanations in your textbook. Okay, because I actually, okay, well, let's have a look at number 2. We'll do one more. Okay, let's have a look at number 2. 0.32 and 0.03. I'm going to do this one. 0.32 is 32 over 100. And 0.03 is 3 over 100. And my bigger one is the 32 over 100 is bigger. So my relationship sign would go like that in the sum. Okay, so when we're comparing, try to get them to the same number of decimal places. So try to get the numerators to the denominators to be the same. Okay, all right, guys, we are pretty much out of time. But I don't think we need to. Do we need to quickly go over adding and subtracting decimals? Or can we remember that?
Now we can remember it.
You can remember that, hey? Because it's just about keeping your comma in line. So you do the column method, normal adding, and you keep your commas all in line. Okay, and then you do your adding or your subtracting. Right, because I think that's going to be in the quiz today, if I remember correctly, but it was a long time ago that I wrote the quiz. Okay, so when we're adding and subtracting, keep your numbers all in line in the column, and then you just keep your decimal comma in line as well. All right. Do you want to quickly finish relationship signs?
No.
We do one more. Let's do one more. I don't want to run out of time. Okay. Otherwise, we won't have time for the quiz. Yeah. So let's have a quiz before the quiz. Okay. So this is 9 over 10. And we've got 0.06. Oh, sorry. Brain's falling asleep there. We've got 6 over 100. Okay, so if we want to have the same denominator, I'm going to turn them both into 100 because that's easier. So 10 times 10 is 100, which means I must times my numerator by 10. And 90 over 100 is definitely a whole lot bigger than 6 over 100. And there we can compare. All right. Okay. And we're not going to do the last one because I'm going to hand over to Teacher Kat in a second, because we have quiz time. All right. Claudia, I haven't forgotten you. Okay. Claudia, I have not forgotten you. All right. So we have quiz time. And I am going to remind you a very important thing. Okay, well done, Lenati. I'm going to remind you of a very important rule. And a very important rule is this one. I'm going to highlight it even. Don't rush. Okay? Don't rush. Remember on Monday, I told you that some of the questions we got wrong are the ones that we did the fastest, right? Which means that we didn't work out the answers. We just did guess, 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 guess. Right? You need to work out the questions on a piece of paper, find the correct answer when it's multiple choice or true and false. Okay, so please don't rush. Take your time. 10 minutes, I know it doesn't feel like a long time, but it's actually a super long time. Right? When you've got 5 questions, 10 minutes is a huge amount of time. So it's plenty for you to finish. Okay, so Teacher Kat, can I hand over to you?
Yes, I'm ready.